Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Expert Sucks Sports Betting Podcast. I am Mike Day, and I am joined by Brad Thurman. This is the football show.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. What's up, Brad?
Almost made it through another week.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we're here. Thursday night football for both college and pro kicks off again tonight. So, are you on any games tonight?
No, I wanted to avoid either of the games that was on tonight.
I can't decide. There's one I'm thinking, but I don't know.
Well, to me, and we'll just jump right into it, like the pro game, the 49ers going to the Rams, because of the Purdy injury, it jumped from like 2.5 point favorite for the Rams to it's now like 8.5.
Yeah.
And to
Well,
me, it's like, it seems like, we got to go with the Rams 8.5. But this is one of these weird games again. The interleague or interdivision rival, and it'll end up being a close game. So I'm like,
yeah. And
I'm
not only is Purdy hurt, but like their two starting wide receivers, they're down to like Kendrick Bourne or something as a wide receiver,
yeah,
and Kittle's out. I mean, it's going to be a huge McCaffrey game, but boy, I mean, there's only so much that guy can do, right? He'll probably be their leading wide receiver.
yeah.
So if anybody's looking for prop bets tonight, look at like the over um, on the McCaffrey receptions. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Here we go. Here's our buddy Preston from Nashville joining the show. What's up, Preston? Let's go, guys. Start a new winning week. Yeah, unless you guys have UCLA
Absolutely.
on your card. We do not have UCLA on our card. Thank you very much. We
We
will.
could have picked UCLA.
Oh, we did. Were they
We
on
did.
the slate?
They were, and
Oh, they were.
you had him in
UCLA.
your initial thing. You're like, I kind of like this one. I'm like,
I must have blocked them out. That was probably good. So, real quick introduction about the show, the Expert Sports Betting Podcast. We are the show that goes directly against the experts in college and pro football picks. We do a pick six pool. We have some criteria for our slate of games because we were just talking about that, the slate of games. So, for the games to qualify for us to pick, 65% or more of the experts, and it's a consensus of experts. I pulled this from numerous sites. PickWatch is probably the biggest one. The consensus of experts, 65% or more have to be on a game, with at least 75 experts picking that game, and then we'll take the opposite of what the experts are on. And you'll hear it as we cover our picks and as we do our new picks for this week. So that's the show.
yeah,
We are in season 2. And so what we'll do is we'll review last week's games, week 4, and how we did. And then we'll do our super cool year-to-date stats because we're looking at season total for our wins, season total of all the qualifying games that we were just talking about. If you just blindly took every game opposite of the experts on our slate, the highest percent game each week that we pick, how we did, and then Brad and I have our head-to-head picks that we have a little wager on. So if I can bring up the first slide, Brad.
I think based on how we are doing on our personal picks, I think we owe everyone money. We're not going to owe each other. So pathetic. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's not good, the two of us, and you'll see that here
Yeah.
shortly.
Don't
But
want to jump ahead there, but
yeah,
I'm foreshadowing. I'm
yeah.
foreshadowing.
So the experts suck picks. Here we go.
All right.
Why don't you jump into the first one?
I don't,
And
I don't know why you always make me talk about Duke. Um,
oh, I know because you're the North Carolina fan. I'm sorry.
always make me do this. Like,
I should
but
do better.
but we got a green. And green is good on this show. So, first game, 77% of the experts were saying Syracuse was going to beat Duke at home. Duke was a 5 point favorite. Yeah, this is maybe our easiest one of the week. Duke just completely annihilated them, 38-3. Again, I hate talking good things about Duke, but in this case, we were starting off the week on a good note with them. So, yeah, we'll take that win. And I love these victories where we don't have to worry about that backdoor cover. You're welcome, Darren. So inside joke there. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Conversation the other
yeah,
night,
yeah.
but
The back door.
yeah, the backdoor cover.
Yeah, the back door.
Um, so anyway,
Well, the other
good.
thing with that is we've said before is not to pick games with our fandom and our heart. We got to go with our what we know is right. Like,
Yes.
um, and if your heart's with the North Carolina Tar Heels and you don't like Duke, well, got to let that go.
Yeah,
And make a good pick.
absolutely. That's what it's about.
Okay, let me advance the slide. Next one. Okay. Um, we had 69% of the experts were on the Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys, which gave us the Dallas Cowboys plus 6.5. Boy, what a just I don't know what to say about this game. It was a bit of a hard watch.
Yeah.
Um,
The,
and
the
you can, I mean, a
yeah.
40-40 tie in overtime. Yeah, that's a hard watch.
Well,
Right?
just there's no defense on either side, obviously, with 40 points on both sides, but a lot of offense, but not a lot of stopping them. So if you're big into fantasy football and you had some Cowboys or some Packers, you're loving it. But if you had the Cowboys defense or the Packers defense, which I did, I had the Packers defense in one of my leagues. Yeah, so that wasn't fun.
Yeah, just waiting for that Dak interception, but I don't, Yeah. Again, the NFL shouldn't have ties. They should do the college overtime rules. It makes a lot more sense. It makes the game more fun. The NFL overtime rules are dumb, flat out.
Yeah.
And if you can end in a tie, then that's not how you want to do it. So, NFL, yeah, do better with your overtime. And people have been screaming about that for years, and they just don't do it.
Yeah, I think we've talked about
So
it. I think we've talked about it a few times. Just doing, some of the things that college does, I think pros need to do, and vice versa. That's definitely one of the rules. Is
yeah,
doing
yeah.
college. All right, so here's a loss we had. 68% of the experts were on Rutgers going to Minnesota. Minnesota was a 4.5 point favorite. We were feeling pretty good. I was feeling pretty good about this one. 4.5 points at home for Minnesota.
Yeah,
Final
here's two more
score,
teams.
yeah.
Here's two more teams that can't play defense.
Yeah. 31
Right?
28. So we were just 2 points off of covering this one. I don't know, but I wasn't fully watching this game. I was watching at it, but it still never felt like we were at a spot where we were going to cover, even though we only missed it by 2 points.
Yeah, no, because Minnesota scored I'm sorry. Yeah, a touchdown at the end to just get to 31 and win the game.
Yeah.
They scored with what? 3 minutes left,
Something like
3:19
that.
left.
Yeah. So then you're always,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we were never really in danger of getting the cover on this one.
No, you're always hoping for that pick six when the other team has to throw, but it rarely happens.
Yeah,
At least for us, it rarely happens.
right. So the next one, going to the NFL, 67% of the experts were on the Baltimore Ravens at the Kansas City Chiefs. That gave us the Kansas City Chiefs plus 2.5 with the final score 37-20 Chiefs. Yeah, we were talking about this one as we got before we jumped on the stream here.
Yeah.
And, everybody thinks Baltimore is really good, but number one, they have a lot of injuries and they have a lot of injuries on defense.
Yep.
So Baltimore's struggling right now.
Oh, well, and they're going to be struggling more with Lamar out for 2 to 3 weeks, they're saying. So they could really, really be in trouble to even make the playoffs this year.
Yeah. So, that didn't necessarily factor into our thinking there. I just liked getting the Chiefs plus points at home. So,
well, and yeah, I was strictly going off of Chiefs being at home, and the last, couple of weeks for the Chiefs were so much better than their first 2 weeks when they started 0-2. Like the old Chiefs are kind of playing like the old Chiefs. So, and as the final score indicated, like it wasn't even close.
Right. Okay, I'll bring the next one up.
All
So
right.
that puts us at 3-1 at that point.
Yeah. So, again, decent week we're having so far. Until we hit this frustrating game.
Yes.
65% was on Liberty going to Old Dominion. Yeah, Old Dominion was a 16 and a half point favorite. That is a lot of points for Old Dominion, and they should have covered.
They really should have. Yeah.
Final
You and I
score, yeah,
we were watching the end of this at poker.
so frustrating. They were up by 14. They're driving down the field. They're in the red zone. And I don't remember what it was, a 30, short 30 some yard field goal. And I know it's college and I know their angles are weird, but come on. Like they should have made that field goal with just a couple minutes to go in the game and they would have covered. So that's one of those. We're not going to call it a bad beat, but I think
we were on the right side of it.
Right.
Right.
We should have covered that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And then we're sitting there going, okay, we're 3. Well, no, we had to wait till Sunday.
Yeah.
At that point on the college games, we were 1. Yeah. Well, with this one.
Well, we were 2-0 with our pro games. So we still, So yeah. We were under 500 going into Sunday.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. So the last game in order, 65% of the experts were on USC at Illinois, which gave us the Illini plus 6.5 with a final score of 34-32 Illinois. Yeah, really back and forth game. It was entertaining. It was kind of a fun game. A little bit of a sweat here. But yeah, the Illinois ended up winning and covering. So that was awesome.
Well, yeah. I don't know if I was sweating on this one as much as you were, just, going back to some of these college team defenses. It's like, I don't know. Once a team learns how to score, it's like it can never get stopped. Like, and this was one of these games. It was just back and forth, and the last team to have it kind of thing is going to win. So I don't know. I was feeling, especially in the fourth quarter, I was feeling pretty good about this one the entire way.
Yeah. Because USC had to score 2 touchdowns to get within that 32 to take the lead, 32-31.
Yeah.
With 155. So that left us with a pretty good feeling that Illinois was going to cover that 6.5 or sneak in under that 6.5. So that was our games.
So a 4-2 week.
Yes, 4-2 week.
When you hear us talking about this, we're always, our goal is to win 6-0, but that's kind of a stretch goal. Our real goal is to at least get to 3 wins per week. And we did that. Which brings us
4-2.
Yeah, which brings us to 15-9 overall, 63%. I don't know if we hit that mark last year. I mean, I know we were close to that, but to start off in the first 4 weeks to be at 15-9, like I will take this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I even texted one of my buddies, and he's in the same contest we're in, and I was telling him, "Hey, we're going live. We're at 15-9 for the season." And he's like, "Oh, I'll start following you or whatever when you get to 80." And so I checked his overall record out, and he's at like 14-10. I'm like, "Oh, wait, aren't you 14-10?" So, I mean, we're doing better than a lot of a lot of people. We're doing that consider themselves experts even. So,
well, we tell people every week or almost every week, like we're doing this for fun. Please don't bet your money on our picks. Please don't do that. But hell, I almost want to start listening to our podcast to make some of my own personal picks because, good Lord, I know we're not there yet, but I'm still a little.
We're getting there.
I'm still
a little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
So the season total on all the qualifying games on our pick slate, which is typically about 25 games a week, between 24 and 26 or so that we've been rolling through. If you were just taking the experts suck side, going against the experts, now after last week, it's at 54 and 47, which is a
Yeah.
huge jump. I think it was what,
It was
16
at
and
49% last week, and it jumped to 4%.
yeah. I think that the expert suck side of all the slate went like 16 and 8. Yeah,
Something it was
last
yeah,
week.
experts did not have a good week last week
No, they did not. They
at
didn't. I
all.
think they only got 8. So yeah, that's pretty cool. If you do that, let me advance. Let's just do. Let's get there.
Well, we
Okay.
finally got on the board. So like we also
Yeah.
have the highest percentage game that's on our slate each week, and started the year 0-3, but we finally got one that I think was 78, 79%, whatever it was. It was in the 70s.
77.
77. There we go. So we're now on the board and the highest percentage game of the week. So we're off the schneid and we're 1-3 now.
Yeah.
But
Now look at that. Look at that bottom stat
yeah,
line.
why don't we get to the good stuff, like the head to head? I thought my week was crappy. Like it was bad. I was 1-5, and then I look up and I'm like, oh, thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Yeah. And then now I'm 1-5. And you and I were just like somewhat not despondent, but we were just like going through it at poker. We were just like shaking our heads, like we did not have a good week. I said in our notes, you don't see the notes here, but I said this is comically sad. It's so bad that it's kind of funny. That our own picks can't be better than the expert suck picks that we're doing.
And again, we're at a disadvantage because we're going against everyone that's supposed to know what they're talking about. And yet we are 63%, and you and I are sitting at 10-14 with games that we have a much larger slate of games to choose from. And holy crap, like 1-5. Are you kidding me? So between the two of us, and I don't know how many games were the same. There might have been one or two, but yeah, that was, and I don't know. And maybe because of the experts having a bad week as well. I do know with our group, because you can put groups on this
Yes.
site. Like I have 20 friends. It really was bad. Like there was a few people that were over. So if we thought 1-5 was bad, we had several people go over. So this last week picking games was way more difficult than it has been in the past.
Yeah, for sure.
Giving us a little grace, which makes our 4-2 on the expert suck kind of make more sense if we were going against, because oftentimes when people are doing research to do their own picks, who are they reading? They're reading what the experts are saying. So they're picking with them. So it kind of makes sense that we were 4-2 when everyone else was struggling.
Brad, I am going to transition to our current week picks, and I'm going to put the doggy outside because she's she's misbehaving in the basement. So I'll be back in less than a minute. So you got the slide?
All right, let's do it. So let's jump into week 5 picks. So our top percentage game is 76% is on Troy versus South Alabama. So they're at Troy, and South Alabama is plus 1.5. These games were, if you listen to the show, that Mike is the one that's the positive. We're going to go 6-0. I'm the pessimist going, oh my God, we're going to lose every one of these games kind of thing. So I'm always happily surprised when we're 3-3 or 4-2 or 5-1. This week, this slate of games was maybe one of the most difficult. I know the most difficult to pick this year. As I'm going through, I'm just like, I don't know what games are standing out as, yes, let's pick this one. All of these were slight maybes for me. And so this game was no different. I think because this one feels like a coin toss, I have no stats to go on, no like this player's hurt or the weather's a certain way. It's just Mike and I both said this one feels like a game that maybe we should pick because it's only 1.5 and South Alabama is a 1.5 point underdog. Like feels like maybe we have a shot with this one. So there's nothing special about this game other than we didn't have a lot of other games that we were excited about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. I caught the end of what you said. So, yeah, that's all. I'm not going to add anything to that one.
All right.
The next one, oh boy. 76% of the experts are on Navy at home hosting the Air Force. Air Force is getting 12 points, plus 12, and we are on the Air Force Falcons. Yeah, rivalry game.
Yep.
That's kind of the take on this. Usually rivalry games are close. Air Force, I don't have a lot of confidence in their defense.
No, defense is
So
horrible, but their offense is a top 30 offense. And
yes.
so they should be able to score. And as we've talked about on the show, you get a couple stops for Air Force and they can keep it within 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so in this case, when we're getting 12 points, we're just like, okay, just score. Try to score with Navy, keep it close, give yourself a chance at the end, maybe to win the game, but keep it within one score, and we're good to go.
Yep. And as you said, these games are notorious for being, close. So let's hope that the trends continue.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on our slate, there was, the first game that we talked about, Troy and South Alabama, was a small spread, but we had several that were in the 20s. And again, we don't have a lot of reason why we picked some of these games this week, but we were just going with the bigger spreads. So 70% of the experts are on Memphis at home versus Tulsa. And we talked about it a little bit today because the spread, a couple days ago was at 22.5, and now it's down to 20.5. But Memphis still has to win by 3 touchdowns. So again, that's a lot of points. And Tulsa's been playing better. So we just need them to score. That's it.
Yeah. So, same formula as Air Force. Both these teams are pretty prolific offensively.
Yeah.
The other little tidbit I'd throw in on this game, if you were going to do anything with it, is probably take the over. Put a little sprinkle on the over. If you wanted to do like a little same game parlay or something, you could do Tulsa plus 20.5 and the over together. But again, just score. Tulsa, kind of try to keep up with them, get a couple stops, much like the Air Force, and stay within that, that 20-point difference. So, yeah, I mean, we're kind of hoping for the underdogs to score at least once or twice in the entire game. So the next one is, this. I'm looking forward to this game.
Yeah.
I really want to. I'm gonna pay attention to this game and actually probably watch as much of it as I can. 67% of the experts are on Iowa State at the University of Cincinnati, the Bearcats, and that gives us Cincinnati at home, laying 1.5. So basically, this is a pick'em game, somewhat. If kind of you feel like whoever wins is going to cover that side, right?
Yeah. It'd probably be more like I don't want to jinx us and have Cincy win by a point. Because we'll be talking bad beat next week. But yeah, to your point, like if Iowa State wins, obviously they're going to cover. But if Cincy wins, chances are very high that they're going to cover. So yeah, it's definitely a coin toss.
Yeah, both teams playing pretty good. So, yeah, take the home team. Home team's worth 3 points or something?
Yep.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. And again, both teams are playing well, but we'll let's just go with the home team and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you were much higher on this game than I was, but 66% of the experts are on the Chiefs going to the Jaguars, and the Chiefs are a 3.5-point favorite, and this is a Monday night game. Again, I'm just going back to what I was saying about Kansas City, and the last 3 weeks they seem to be hitting on all cylinders now, even with some injuries that they have. But I don't know, but I think the Jags are quietly better than what we remember the Jags being. So that's kind of also what I'm hoping for at home. So
Yeah,
this one scares me, but this is the one that you said of all of them. This is the one that you think is the lock.
Jags are 3-1. They're a better football team than they've been in previous years. Their defense is playing much better.
Yep.
Trevor's kind of settling in to being an NFL quarterback. They got some weapons, and they're at home. So I also said to you, wouldn't it be cool if we were like 5-0 going into Monday Night Football, and needed this game to go 6-0? That's what I would. That's best case scenario for me. I really want to have a good reason. Other than we're not Chiefs fans here, being Broncos fans here in Denver, to watch this game and watch the Chiefs lose to the Jaguars. I even wrote in my notes, I put a little ML next to the Jaguars, meaning money line. So I may sprinkle or put the Jaguars into a little NFL money line parlay.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Again, I'm going to feed off of your positiveness because I don't have it, and I could see the Chiefs actually winning by double digits in this one.
oh boy. Oh
Um,
boy.
so I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong on this one.
Duval. Let's go Duval County.
Yep, that's
Yep.
it. All
All
right,
right. The last one. 65% of the experts are on Old Dominion. We had Old Dominion last week in our picks, and they did not cover for us. So,
Mr.
hey,
Cowbell.
let's go against them this week. So, Old Dominion is hosting Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, and that gives us Coastal Carolina plus 20.5. So, let's just hope Old Dominion stays on that trend of not covering games.
Yes,
I don't care if they win, just don't win by 21.
right.
So again, Coastal Carolina, just score at least a couple points, kick a couple field goals or something, keep it close, use the clock, have some sustained drives, keep the ball out of Old Dominion's hands, and stay within that number.
Well, yeah, and so this is also going to fall into if Old Dominion covers this, like they might be dead to me because if they miss a field goal last week and don't cover for us, and then the next week they go and they cover, like I don't know, they might fall into that "you're dead to me" bucket, and I'm not going to pick them ever again.
I would probably be with you on that one because there are teams like that they're, they just screw you so many times that you just cannot get with them anymore. It's
Yeah,
just ridiculous to with 24 games on your slate, you could still just cross a team off
right.
the list if they show up,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So, I should leave that slide up, Brad, so that we can, um, so that we can.
One thing while you're doing that, what we haven't said is for those who are listening on Spotify, you're probably wondering when Mike is talking about advancing slides. We are right now live on YouTube. So if you ever want to, catch us live or even watch a recording, just go to YouTube and type in the search and look for The Experts Suck. You can subscribe. Again, it costs you nothing to do that. And then you can, hit the bell button or whatever, and it's going to let you know when we're actually going live. So we usually try and do it about 4:00, 4:30 Mountain Time every Thursday. So it'll be around that time. But yeah, you can get the notifications or go back and watch past videos. So
Yeah, one thing I learned about that as far as like how YouTube rates a show is not only do they rate it by subscribers, the number of subscribers, but they also look at the number of views and the number of hours that people are viewing your content. So even if you don't catch us live, you can go back and watch the replay of the show on YouTube and help us out that way and give us some viewing hours.
so
That would really
do you have
help us out.
do you have our shows on loop? Like you just play them on your laptop, like 24/7?
Well, I think maybe they have to be unique hours. Like unique viewers. It can't just be like the owner of the channel just watching it 24 hours a day, like you said. But yeah, we need more subscribers. Subscribers number one. More views, more viewing hours. We do appreciate everybody watching or listening to the show on Spotify. Hit the follow over there. But most importantly, and we said it on both cases, share the show with family members, friends, strangers, people at the airport, people at the grocery store. If you have your earbuds in and you're listening, tell them what you're listening to. Right? So,
For the introverts out there listening, they're like, no, that's not going to happen. But I love your passion because yes, like you want everyone to be listening and watching this. But yeah, as being an introvert, I'm just listening and going, yeah, I'm going to take out my earbuds and tell a complete stranger on a bus what I'm listening to. They're going to be like,
yeah, get the hell out of here, dude.
they're free.
Yeah. So, no, but we're growing and it's fun. That's definitely a passion of mine. I love doing it. And I'm going to keep it going, and we're going to see how many people we can capture on
Yeah,
and get us
love it.
going. Okay, so let's go. You want me to do the?
Yeah, recap it.
Okay, so the recap of this week's picks. This is week 5 of the contest. 76% of the experts are on Troy at home against South Alabama. The Jaguars are getting 1.5 points, so we are taking South Alabama plus 1.5. 76% of the experts are on Navy at home against the Air Force Falcons. We are taking the Falcons plus 12 points. 70% of the experts are on Memphis at home against Tulsa, the Golden Hurricane, and they are getting 20.5 points. And 67% of the experts are on Iowa State at the University of Cincinnati, the Bearcats, and Cincinnati is laying 1.5 points. 66% of the experts are on the Kansas City Chiefs at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars are getting 3 points on Monday Night Football. 65% of the experts are on Old Dominion hosting the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina, plus 20.5 points. And there you have it. So, Brad, more than three and three?
No, this is if this was ever a 1-5 week,
this is the week, huh?
this is the week that I could see 1-5. Seriously, if we get to 3-3 on this, yeah, there's not any of these games where I'm just like, mark it down. We've got this one. All these, I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree with the experts on these, but that's not what the show's about. So we're picking against them anyway. So yeah, fingers crossed for 3-3. But I want to take your positive energy, Mike, and hopefully Monday night you're like, see, I told you we're 5-0 going for this game, and yeah,
we got to put that out there. We got to put that into the universe. We got to make that happen. Everybody that listens to us and watches us, think about the expert set going 5-0, so that we all have Monday Night Football to watch for us to go 6-0. There you have it. That's what I'm.
That's it. Love it. All right.
That's how we end the show. All right, Brad. I know you have things to do this evening. How's bowling going?
It's I haven't been in the league in 3 years, so first couple of weeks was a little rusty. Still needing to get that average back over a 200. So I'm getting closer. So hopefully tonight's the night where I can get it back to where I need it to be.
Nice. All right. Well, good luck with that. Over 200 is you're throwing the rock pretty good on if that's your average. So,
well, yeah. Again, we'll see. I don't know if the 3-year layoff is like, okay, now you're old, so you knees aren't the same, right. Your arm isn't the same, so yeah, you're never going to bowl like that again. But we'll see. Like I said, we'll just
got to
plug along. There's 30 weeks to get there. So,
oh man, oh wow, yeah. Okay,
it's a long season.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
good. All right. Well,
I feel like we need
good luck this week, everyone, with your own picks.
We always tell everyone else good luck. I think we really need to tell us good luck because we need it on our personal picks.
Yeah. If you're out there, wish us wish us some luck this week because, yeah, this slate of games was pretty difficult for us to go against the experts. But hey, some weeks are going to be like that. Some weeks might be a little bit easier, but we still throw them out there, and we're doing pretty good so far.
Yes,
So
we are. Yes, we
thanks
are.
everybody for joining. Follow, share, like, subscribe, rate the show, give us a 5-star rating, and let's go football this weekend.
All right. Best of luck. Have a great weekend, Mike.